Hi everybody, thanks for being here and welcome to Rose Sky Tarot. Now these cards are always well shuffled in between readings, and the cards that pop out or that I'm drawn to are for the sign in general. So it may not reflect everyone's personal circumstances, but even if one card relays a message, then I'm good with that. So enjoy. Hi Gemini. Whoa, this is our 11th of March reading. Okay, let me just see if I can pick a few cards out of here. Almost mid-March already. Time's flying. Right then, let's see. Okay, there we go. Two. Right, let's move this along a little bit. See if I can get them all in. There you go. I know it's not a straight line, but I can't seem to do that these days. All right, let's have a look at what these cards are saying. All right. Now we have the Ten of Cups in reverse, King of Pentacles, the Two of Cups in reverse, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Hanged Man. Now for this reading, I'm going to move things around a little bit. I hope you don't mind. And I'm going to put the two Pentacle cards together and the two Cup cards together and the Hanged Man at the end. Okay, so let's have a look at the Pentacles. Now, we've got the King of Pentacles here, who has a more masculine, more assertive characteristic. Now, it could be that, this is a man or a woman, and the same for the Queen. It could be either gender. Now, this person here who takes on the more masculine or assertive or aggressive role is more at home in a more dominant setting. And this person is all about allocating resources, managing services. And it could be that it is about producing an effective, efficient, quality, value for money item or service. And this person expects high quality. And they expect to have, a good lifestyle themselves. They expect the abundance, they expect all the peripheries of, that's not the right word, periphery. Forget I said periphery. They expect all the excesses of life. Now, the Queen of Pentacles, on the other hand, works just as hard, also manages, but this person does so to provide a pleasing environment. They use all of the resources available to them, all of the money, all of the time, all of the hours, all of the people, and they use it to the maximum of the potential that they possibly can. and spend all of their resources covering every single detail that's necessary to make the environment a pleasurable one. So there's two very different environments here for each of these cards. So they both have their own calling, their own path to walk. Now, and moving on to the Cups cards here, the Ten of Cups in reverse is explaining to me that, is this maybe, I don't really want to say a marriage of convenience, but is it maybe something similar to that now? Has the love maybe reduced or been frittered away? Because with the Ten of Cups in reverse here, it's telling me that there's a false front being put out into the social circle, the family circle, the community, the business. And, that there isn't the happiness there that there once was or should have been. And there could be that there's been a lot of maybe broken promises along the way, because both are trying to maintain busy lifestyles in their separate ways. But there could also be a lot of broken promises of the emotions as well. So there could be some betrayals or straying away from the commitments that were set out at the beginning of the relationship. And it could be that, they are moving towards going down their own paths. With the Two of Cups in reverse, there is disagreements. There is one person loving the other a little bit more, and one person not really wanting to continue. And even though, the person that's a little bit more in love still sees an attraction, it may not be what it was right at the very beginning. The guilt may be broken. The guild, may be broken in the golden chalice, but that there is a little bit of caring and love there, but it's not returned. And that could well link in with the false front and the ongoing arguments and broken promises. And even, the betrayal or affairs that possibly have taken place. Now, with the Hanged Man at the end here, is it possible that, you recognise that this relationship is in crisis? And it could be that, there is a sacrifice needed here to save both of you. And it could be that time away from each other, this separation, is maybe what's needed to give you both a chance to see what life would be like without each other. And in doing that, your eyes may be opened either way, you could realise that you do want to remain a part of each other's lives in a very strong way. But it could also open your eyes to the fact that maybe you want to spend a little bit more time travelling down a new path. Because you are working in parallel, but have you put, a brave face on it for such a long time that maybe you didn't realise how much of a crisis the relationship was in? Maybe time away to think about it. And I'm not saying, to leave each other, but time away from each other. You don't have to spend every moment of the time within the home together. Give yourself a little bit of time before you make any serious decisions. Give yourself a moment for your eyes to open. Withdraw back and look at the bigger picture. Now, I'm not for a moment telling anybody to separate. What I'm doing is I'm saying that the cards that have been pulled out today, in my interpretation of them, this is what they're saying. That does not mean that it's relevant in your situation. If you have a similar situation to this, then I encourage you to take a step back and think. Open your eyes to what your relationship is really about and be honest with each other. All right. Take care and I'll see you next time. Bye, Gemini. Hi, Libra. Thanks for joining me today. And this is your reading. Oh, hold on. This is your reading for the 11th of March. Hope you've all had a fantastic weekend. And thanks for joining me tonight. Okay, one more little shuffle. In fact, I'm going to take that one there. All right. Let's have a look at what these cards are saying. Okay, we have the 5 of Cups, Judgment in reverse, the Moon in reverse, and the 4 of Cups. Now, do you feel like you have lost more of your heart than you've managed to keep? Do you feel that your heart's been broken a little bit, feeling extremely sad? And you could even have a few regrets or even bitterness about this loss. And you know that in time you're going to have to get back to a normal sort of life, because life is always ongoing. It never stops. And even though the weight that's heavy on your shoulders hasn't left quite yet, because you're still feeling the loss of the thing that has departed from your life. And it may not be that someone has passed on. It could be that, maybe they have went to college. Maybe they have moved on to a different relationship. That there could be so many reasons for why you're feeling this great loss. And, all of the the hurt is still ongoing. You're holding it with you. And it could be that, there is bitterness and frustration there that could also go along hand in hand with you not being able to forgive the things that were said or done. And it could be that you can't get yourself out of this. You can't change how you feel. So you're a little bit stuck in this feeling of loss at the moment. Now, with the moon in reverse, there's so many different things that could go along with all of these things. You could have trouble sleeping. You could have mood swings. You could be okay 1 minute and the next minute you could either be, crying or be tetchy or, be really nippy. Or, your shadow side could really come out. And it could also be that things that you didn't know before seem to find their way towards you. Things that you didn't know about the person that is no longer currently there in your life for whatever reason. And you find these bits of information quite surprising, as if a big secret has been revealed to you. And this makes you, very unhappy. And it makes you dig your feet in. That's not the right expression, but it makes you embed yourself even more in this unhappy feeling that you really can't move on, that your feeling of loss descends into depression, that you're feeling that discontented. And change is becoming harder and harder to make. But the thing is, with the Four of Cups here, even though this is how you're feeling and you don't want to be around people at the moment because you are feeling so low, you're feeling irrational, your dark side's coming out, possibly depression, and you don't want to be involved in anything, you don't want to go anywhere. And even if someone new comes in, or someone returns, the person who has possibly left returns and wants to make peace, you're not really interested. Because this whole experience has pushed your emotions very low. The loss has hit you deeply. But the thing about the Four of Cups is that this is your moment to decide. You can either stay here feeling low, discontented, with no future, having nowhere to go, or you can take an opportunity that presents itself to you. And you can begin bit by bit to bring your life back, bring the enjoyment back, bring the light that should be shining within you back. And that is part of the choice of the Four of Cups. It's up to you. All right, I'm going to leave it there. And again, if this is not relevant for your situation, then, please come back another day. And it could be that, there is a friend, or, this is something that you're discussing which may affect you or you could be thinking about today. But if this is relevant, even if it's just one or two cards, then please consider, what I've said, and think about what you want for your future. Do you want to stay in this place that you're in at the moment, or would you like to get some of your life back, some of the enjoyment back? All right. Take care, Libra, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Hi, Aquarius. Hope you're all having a great weekend. And okay, this is your reading for the 11th of March that has just fell out. All right, let's have a look at what these cards are saying for you. All right, we have the Nine of Pentacles in reverse, the Two of Wands, the Sun in reverse, and the King of Pentacles also in reverse. Now, you're very disciplined in whatever it is that you do, and you've gained quite a high accomplishment in your area of field. And you have a lot of resources that you can access to do with whatever you plan to do. But if you've been looking for a new project, is there something about it that doesn't quite ring true? There's something that makes you feel that there's a gloss being put on it, that external praise is needed. And it's making you feel unsure, feel unhappy about the whole situation. And it's making you want to pull back and maybe not go so quickly or not go through with it at all. Because in your experience in managing or developing whatever it is that you do, you have came across a lot of examples of good businesses, good projects, and you have the ability to make something work really hard for you. You have the talent of being able to see something and see what it should be like in a year or 2 years' time. You can see the vision, the progress, and you've got the determination to make it happen. And because you're in a position to make decisions, if you are not happy with something, then you can always pull back. Now, the next card we have here is the Sun in reverse. Do you really feel that you're receiving a false impression? Do you feel that maybe it's only really had part of the success that has been shown to you? Could it be that it's maybe part of someone's ego that they want to show this business as or opportunity as a shining bright one instead of being burnt out? Now, is it possible that the person who currently has this opportunity, are they trying to possibly exploit your interest in whatever the opportunity is? Are they trying to manipulate you into maybe investing more in the purchase of this opportunity? Because they feel that money and power is the be all and end all of what business is about. And they don't mind abusing the people that they work with, the land that they own, or the resources that they have. They don't mind exploiting those things in order to make a quick buck. So, it could be that you're right to question whether or not that this is the business for you. Because if you have someone who's working from a huge ego and is determined to present a false impression and exploit you for your resources, then is that something that you really want to do? Because it could be that you may not get a return on your investments. All right, I'm going to leave it there and have a great Monday, and I'll see you next time. Bye.